Hey everyone, I hope you're having a great week. We're going to get started. It is midterm, so that's super exciting. I hope that everything is going well for you. Midterm grades will be posted midweek this week, so that's exciting. This is a good time and opportunity for you to kind of take a breath, be proud of what you have accomplished, but also reflect. Like, are you where you want to be? Are your grades what you want them to be? How can you reach the goals that you have set for yourself at the beginning of the semester? And just think about that and continue to push yourself. So I encourage you with that. We are going to look at how to calculate GPA this week. So calculating GPA is important for several reasons. So one is GPA affects so many things. So you have to have a certain GPA to graduate. It's a 2 point. You have to have at least a 2 point to be able to graduate. You have to have maintain a certain GPA, as you all know, to continue to receive financial aid. So that is important. Um, if you are getting financial aid or a scholarship, if you want to get into a certain program, there are going to be GPA requirements that you have to meet. So being aware of those is important, but also knowing how to calculate your GPA so that you can see where you're at any given point is helpful. So we're going to go over that. So here up at the top, the formula for how to calculate your GPA is listed. So it's the total grade points divided by the total hours. So let's go over a couple things. When we calculate our GPA, each letter grade is given a point. So A's are worth 4 points, B's are worth 3, C is worth 2 points, the D is listed down here, it's worth 1, and an F is 0. And then W's, if you have withdrawn from a class and you have a W on your grades already, that is GPA neutral. So it doesn't count towards your points, and you do not count those hours towards your GPA. So you just kind of treat that class as if you were never in it. It doesn't affect it. So we know how many credit hours a class is worth based on the last number of the course ID. So that is not the case everywhere, but that is the case at Carl Albert. So when you're looking at your grades, it's not likely going to say credit hours here listed for you. You're going to have to figure it out. So you will look at the last number in the course ID. So comp is worth 3 credit hours, but orientation is worth 1. Okay, so to get started, we will calculate how many grade points we've earned for each class. So here we take the amount of hours multiplied by the amount of points based on our grades. We have an A, which is worth 4 points. So 1 times 4 is 4. We have earned 4 grade points for orientation. So we'll do the same for all 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 2 is 6. And then when we get to college algebra, we are currently failing college algebra. It is worth 3 credit hours, and an F is worth 0 points. So we multiply those. 3 times 0 is 0. So when we add up all of our grade points, of course, this isn't going to help us any because it's 0, but the hours do count. So we do count the hours, so it is going to count against us. So that's how an F drops your GPA so quickly and so low. So our total grade points is 4 plus 9 plus 6 plus 0, which is 19. So we currently have 19 grade points that we have earned for the semester. And then we will divide it by the amount of hours that we're in. So again, we're ignoring this W here. It doesn't count against us. And we are adding up our hours for college algebra, micro apps, comp, and orientation, which is 10. So 19 grade points divided by 10 hours is a 1.9 GPA. So we currently have a 1.9, right? Which isn't great. So now is the time for you to work hard and get those grades up. It is always better, as you can see here, to withdraw from a class if you're failing. So if you are failing, you need to consider whether or not you can get that up, and if you want to withdraw, you still have time. The last day to withdraw from a class with an automatic W is going to be in April. I believe it's April 13th. So you need to check into that, be aware of those dates. Another thing to talk about real quickly is if you were in a 0 level class, intermediate algebra, intro to college reading and writing, any reading or math labs, the course ID for those are going to begin with a 0. If that is the case, those classes do not count towards your retention grad GPA, the GPA that's calculated to determine if you can graduate or not. It does not count. So when we're calculating our GPA here for midterms, we're not going to count those classes. So if you're in one of those classes, make sure you look at that course ID, determine it, and then just leave it out of your GPA calculation. So in this week's assignment, which you will find right here, and I'm going to update this with all of the proper dates in it. So this is from last semester, so don't worry about that. But there's two questions. There's a question, well, there's more than two questions, but there's a question that's going to ask you what your current grades are. I want you to list every class, tell me what your letter grade is in there. And then there you will calculate your GPA. So if you're in a 0 level class, list it in the grade question. Do not list it in the GPA question. You will not calculate it, okay? So your grades should be posted by midweek, by Wednesday, maybe Thursday. This assignment isn't due until Sunday, so you're going to have plenty of time. Do not do this assignment until all of your grades have been posted. All right, so to view your grades, you will go to your My Carl Albert account, and it's listed right here, grades. You can view your grades by term. You'll have a drop-down box here that will say spring 2022. So you will click on that, and it will list all of your grades. Again, some of them might be posted really quickly. Others might not be posted until later in the week. Do not do the assignment until they are all posted. So I also have some other videos here for you. There's some extra help calculating. He explains this really well, so feel free to watch this video for some help. There's a couple other examples in here as well. And then information on Upswing. Upswing is a free tutoring service that Carl Albert offers to all students. It is online. It's available 24/7. So this is a good resource if after you reflect and kind of see where you're at, you realize you're not quite where you want to be, utilize this resource and that will be helpful to you. So I'm here. Reach out to me if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great week.